Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news.
Ooh, cool new music.
Ooh, this is our breaking news music. This is our shit's happening, and we gotta talk about it. Oh, how's it going out there, everybody? You may be like, wait a minute, it's not Tuesday at 3:37 in the morning Central Time.
Right? What's going on?
Why am I getting this mystery midweek episode of U.F.Oh Snap that I didn't even know about? Well, that's because if you haven't looked out your window or turned on a TV in the last 7 days, the world's coming to the fucking end.
There's so many secret balloons.
Oh my God, you want to fucking secret everything everywhere. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay. I don't even know where to begin, but
there's a lot.
But we can start at the top. Yeah, if you haven't like turned on the news lately, we shot some shit out of the sky and we only know a handful of what it was. Let's run down the timeline.
Yes.
Okay. So January 28th, a massive Chinese spy balloon the size of like 3 buses is spotted flying over the U.S. Okay. Mm-hmm. So giant ass balloon. Thing had a payload. I mean, it was massive, right? It flew all the way across the U.S. And then
Montana to what? South Carolina?
Yeah. We shot it fucking down. Shot it down.
Boom.
Right? Boom. And I encourage you to Google that and look at the really great photos of them recovering it. This is key. Yeah. There's high res photos of the boats out there pulling it in. There's photos of it in a warehouse. Mm-hmm. I mean, shit. There's photos of all of it. And then, February 4th is when we shot that fucker out of the sky.
Okay,
February 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And then February 9th. We get an alert that, there's some shit going, there's another thing in the sky over Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the difference being we don't know what it was or is at this point or any point.
No.
Unknown object. A true UFO, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. A real deal. Now, I'm not saying aliens. UFO does not mean aliens. UFO,
no, it does not.
UFO means unidentified flying object. And that's what this thing was. They described it as very similar to the Tic Tac incident, like a cylindrical, long thing that was floating 40,000 miles in the air. Yeah,
just hanging out.
No means of propulsion.
No.
No windows. No nothing. Just chilling. So we blew that the fuck up. We blew it right out of the sky. My guess is because we took so long on the other balloon and the backlash that they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Blow it up. So we blew it out of the sky. Don't know what it is.
No.
Blew it out of the sky. Could have been a little kid in there. We don't know. Could have been a nuke. Could have fucking set off a nuke. We don't know. Blew it out of the sky. And then the next day, there's another one. Very similar in shape in Canada.
Over the Yukon.
On the Yukon. And so, naturally, we blow that the fuck up too.
Yeah, and I was very confused because I didn't realize that those were 2 separate incidences.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the one thing over Alaska. But then all this stuff came out like, we shot something down on Justin Trudeau's order. Yeah. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. So we shot the shit down over Canada, over Canada. And then don't know what that is. No idea. And then the next day, there's another one.
Another one.
And this one is described differently. This one
is over Lake Huron.
This is over Lake Huron.
Yes.
And this one is described more so as like an octagonal, like a hexagonal kind of a shape. Again, no propulsion.
Nope.
Just kind of floating there. 20,000 feet up. Just chilling.
And what did we do?
We blew it the fuck out of this guy. First off, why are we just blowing shit out of the sky without knowing anything? Like, I mean...
And no wreckage has been recovered from any of these.
Okay, that's the dumbest part. No, it's not. There's dumber parts. We'll get to them. But yeah, okay. They can't recover the wreckage, right? Or they haven't. Or so, anyways, the timeline. We'll keep going. The octagonal. This is February 11th. They fucking shot the thing down, or 12th, and then also. That same day, China said that they have a UFO that they tried to shoot down too. Same day. Now,
are they just jealous or just trying to cover something? Like, oh yeah, we see one too. Oh wow.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
And now, it could be like, or it could be like. It could be all of it could be theirs, and they could be like, no, we got them too, so don't fucking blow us up like we're the same, but release them. But we'll get there, and why that's probably not true. So now let's back up. So now we kind of got the timeline, right? And so this all happened last weekend, and we still don't know what the things are, and we can't get them.
And there's some people saying, we're not ruling out the possibility of it being aliens. And then there's other people saying it's not fucking aliens.
There's a lot of back and forth and up and down. So let's take it chunk by chunk. Alaska.
Alaska.
So I think, Alaska had, they described it like it wasn't as big as like 3 city buses like the Chinese balloon, right? Like this one, they said it's like the size of a car.
Yeah.
So it's like the size of a car. And then the one over Canada is also about the size of a car. And the one over Lake Huron, they said was like the size of a big 4-wheeler.
Okay.
Like an ATV.
Okay.
So completely different.
But also a very different shape.
Very different shape. So people are like, well, wait, why are all these things what's causing all these to be here? And what people don't understand is they've always been here. There's no shortage of reports from our military, especially after they've set up, they have things like the UFO Task Force. They have things like Arrow, which you guys, if you're following the podcast and that's your only source of information, you haven't gotten to that yet.
No, that's a future episode.
That's a future episode, but we have an organization, guys, that was set up in the 2023 Defense Act bill that went through that funded and created a permanent base, a section of the government called the Office of Arrow, the all anonymous domain something. And basically what they do is they're UFO hunters.
Yeah.
And they take in the reports and whatnot from our military, our guys, because there's now a channel for them to, report UFOs, and they investigate it. And this is a part of the stupid of all this, and we'll get to that, right? So, but these things are here. They've been here. Like, there's no shortage of UFO sightings from credible people. You have the Nimitz, you have a bunch off the East Coast with like Ryan Graves, and all these. There's tons. Look all around the world. There's no shortage of UFO sightings, and this office has hundreds. We have hundreds of reports in the last year or two. Hundreds.
That's a lot.
I can't stress this. Like, everybody's like, oh, there's 3. That's a fucking drop in the ocean, man. Like, there's a...
And that's exactly what they did. They all dropped in the ocean. Well, except the Lake Huron one.
Well, okay. So let's get into this. One of the things that I have is actual... Well, let's back up. The president today made an announcement that... we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
he's like, basically they're saying, we don't know what it is. It's not aliens, but we don't know what it is, which is kind of interesting because a general from the DOD, General Glenn Van Herrick, was asked whether he's ruled out extraterrestrial origin for these or not. And he said, I'll let the intel community and counterintelligence community figure that out, but I have not ruled anything out.
Nothing.
So first off, the fact that an official government representative giving in the middle of an official press conference wouldn't rule out that aliens are just like, that's fucking stupid.
Nope. Everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table. like, do you guys out there who's listening to this understand how insane it is right now that we're like what we're living in? Like, fucking aliens might be a thing according to our government. UFOs are definitely a thing. Like, they've acknowledged that a long time ago. And the madness ensues. So the people in Alaska, the reports there is that something was jamming their radar and was fucking with their sensors.
Fun.
This thing was fucking with their sensors. What does that sound like? Sounds like a previous fucking incident. Sounds like the Nimitz incident. Sounds like the East Coast incident. Sounds like this is what these things do. They actively was jamming radar or fucking with sensors. Doesn't sound like a fucking balloon or drone to me.
No.
Then this one, they said when they fucking shot it and it hit, it like blew into 1 million pieces. Like it fucking like glittered out. Doesn't sound like a balloon to me. And then they can't find any of this shit. They can't find any of it. Fucking, I mean, you shot it out over a frozen tundra. There's nothing there. You telling me that our advanced military, with all this fucking shit, can't fucking locate? I mean, you hear stories about they have satellites that can read the newspaper in fucking our adversaries' countries, like.
But they can't find anything.
But they can't find anything. They can't even find. No. Or in Canada, can't either. I mean, I don't know what their capabilities are, but I mean, fuck, I imagine it's still pretty good.
Yeah, they do all right.
And ours are supposed to be the best, right? Like that's what they fucking tell us, that we have the best. We are the most advanced. We are fucking number one. Motherfucker! America! Fuck yeah. But we can't find this fucking thing that we don't know what it is. And how stupid is this? Like, how do we not know where it is? We shot it down. Like, we have GPS. You telling me those missiles don't have fucking guidance systems on it? That's how they work. Speaking of.
Oh.
Okay. So the missiles they fucking used to shoot down these balloons. Now, I say balloons, quote unquote, right?
Yes.
So these things had no means of propulsion. So nothing, no fire or anything shooting out the back to push them forward. They had no wings, right? Mm-mm. So that's why I think they say balloons, because, you know, how else would you get it to fucking stay up there, you know?
Yeah.
But for all intent and purposes, like they were just kind of chilling there, right? Just floating
just
around. So
out.
really, they're a not moving object, okay? Not really moving object. Now, we shot one of these fucking missiles at this thing, okay? Now, these missiles that we shot, they're called AIM-9X.
These are the
Sidewinders.
The $500,000 missiles.
$400,000 a pop, give or take.
Ooh.
$400,000 a pop. Now, I have to imagine, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not
either.
I'm not a military guy. But I have to imagine, for $400,000, this motherfucker has some advanced shit on it.
I would hope so.
You would hope so, right? I did a little research, and I wanted to know how accurate these fuckers are, right? Turns out they're very accurate, thanks to an advanced guidance and control system. They have imaging, infrared, focal plane array seeker. They can track targets at any angle. They can track a target at 90 degrees. So, I mean, this thing can take a 90-degree angle.
Wow.
And it can follow its target, right? They also are capable of helmet-mounted displays that allow the pilot to cue the missile by looking at the target.
It can't be reasoned with. It can't be bargained with.
And it will never stop
until you are dead.
So,
oh my God.
I mean, this sounds like the kind of rocket that you hear where they can shoot it off for like 2 miles away and go through your window and land safely in your couch, right? The most advanced fucking thing.
It's coming to get you.
It's coming to get you, right? Coming to get you. $500,000 rocket coming right at you. So they shot a $500,000 rocket with the most advanced fucking tracking systems you could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
It essentially a not moving target. It's not moving. It's just there. And they miss.
They miss.
They fucking miss. How the fuck do you miss? How do you miss? I don't get it. They can fucking shoot other fucking things, like, you know, other aircraft out of the sky with these things. Mm-hmm. They didn't miss the fucking Chinese balloon.
No.
You know, they missed. Now, here's the other part that really pisses me off. So I'm like, okay, well, what happened to that fucking, them, you know, so this isn't the second one. They blow it up, right?
What happened to the first one?
What happened to the first one? Well, that went into the water that they safely recovered. No problem.
Okay.
So wait. They safely recovered it. No problem. In the water. No problem.
But the
fucking wreckage that they blew
out of the sky,
can't get. They don't know where that's at.
Find it.
Are you fucking kidding me? How stupid is this? This can't get any more dumb. Or can it?
Oh, it can always get dumber.
Oh my God, it can get dumb. Let's hear fucking what this how it's described. Like this. I mean, this is like kind of shitty audio, but just bear with me.
Definitely looks like something. There's some kind of object that's suspended in the air. It's hard to tell. It's pretty small. I cannot see it outside of my eyes. I just can't see it with my eyes with the glare in the cockpit. It's so small, but it looks like black hot works a little better as well. If it's metallic or what, and there's I can see like lines coming down below, but I can't see anything below it. It's definitely smaller than a car. It on like kind of like the north side, even though the sun's up there to the south. It's kind of like a blackish, I'm going to call it like a container. I can't really tell, though, what the shape is. 1730 milliliter. The only thing is just the size of it. It's just so slow and so small, and you can't see it until you're so close. I'd honestly be worried about hitting it before you knowing it was there. Pretty good visual on that pass. It's like a octagonal shape. I'm going to call it a balloon. You can definitely see strings hanging down below, but I don't see anything below it. It's pretty small, I don't know, size of like a four-wheeler or something. Just to give it a shot, we got plenty of time with the lake, but we're welcome to do either. And Hunter, Station 1-1, you guys probably track it better than I am, but just looking at the lake, we got about 50 miles from one of it basically over the water before it's back over the land.
So, it's kind of hard to make out what he's saying.
He's saying it's not any bigger than a car.
Not any bigger than a car.
Looks like a container.
Yep, looks like a container. At one point, he says he's just calling it a balloon, but he also says it's not a balloon. Like, it's a container. The size of a car.
Yeah.
What? Right? And there's strings hanging down. They say they can see some sort of strings, but there's nothing hooked to them. So here's the other problem. Okay. Joshua Sameter, the director of Boston University's Center for Space Physics. So a guy who knows a thing or two about a thing or two. Okay.
Few things.
He says the UFOs that were shot down based on how they're described were too small to hold the amount of gas needed to be a balloon at that altitude. Have you ever seen a weather balloon?
They're huge.
And they have to be. So something the size of a car, filled up with whatever gas you want, when it's not going to go that high. Like, so how is this thing that high? And especially if it's metallic. Like, I mean, you could have like a metallic balloon, sure.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't get that high. You need to be a lot bigger.
Well, and they also said it wasn't moving.
Yeah. Just kind of chilling there. What's that sound like? We've heard that before. We've heard all this before. That's the thing. People don't pay it. You're not paying attention. The average person does not pay attention to this shit, right? But the people who care about it, this is nothing new. So there's two kinds of people. There's three kinds of people right now. There's the people who don't give a shit. There's the people who are like, what the fuck is going on? And then there's the rest of us that are like, told you. Been fucking saying it forever. But it's really strange because like they're going out, like representatives from fucking the Pentagon are going out and they're like, it's not a balloon. We're hesitant. We're not going to call it a balloon. It is an object.
It's just that, they don't know. They don't want to say because they don't know.
They don't know. This is like reverse fucking Roswell. This is reverse Roswell, guys. Roswell, if you remember. If not, you go back and listen to the episode. They came out, the thing crashed. The next, when they came and they got the shit, they put out a press release that said, we got a fucking flying saucer.
Flying discs.
And then the next day, they're like, just kidding. it was a weather balloon. And then fucking a bunch of years later, we find out, it's a secret balloon.
Secret balloons.
So we went from, we got a UFO to fucking various stages of balloons.
But now we've gone from secret balloon to UFO.
Like, what is going on? It's like Bizarro world. It's like the reverse backwards world. Yeah. So the president came out today and he said, one thing we know for sure is it's definitely not from, it's not Chinese. It's not China. The first balloon was.
The first thing was.
But the three unknowns, and he actually went another step and said that we don't think it's from any other country at all. Like, we have no reason to think it's from any other country. And I'm like, oh, well, what's that mean? You know,
some kind of private or commercial thing.
And that's where they went with that. Some private commercial or some sort of like research or something like that. My problem with that is this shit has made such a ruckus that there is no fucking way that any commercial entity or private or educational or whatever would not come forward and be like, oh, it was us.
I don't know.
No way, because the moment that they realize, like, you know, if they fucking shot it down and it turned out to be, you know, a fucking ad gone bad for fucking Trojan, you know, and it was just a flying condom,
right?
You know, a new silver fucking flying extra magnum, you know, for those who are really endowed.
Oh, God.
You know, and like, that's the thing. They're eventually going to fucking, you'd hope, get to it.
You would.
You know, and if you're the company, if you're fucking Trojan and you're like, you know, oh, fuck, they're going to find our ginormous, you know, fucking balloon dick and they're going to be pissed. You don't wait until they figure out it's you. Like, you will be in a lot more trouble. You really need to just fucking come clean. But no one has.
No one has.
No one has. No one has. Why is that? It just doesn't make any sense. And then you have members of Congress, you know, people are calling their representatives saying, what the fuck? And your representatives are going, we don't know either. What the fuck? And so they're demanding, because there's like this mystery.
Yeah.
That's you really feel like they know more than what they're telling. But the thing is they're not even telling themselves because it's so compartmentalized.
Yeah. Well, and also the decision to shoot something out of the sky is not a decision that's taken very lightly, I wouldn't think.
Right.
So they had obvious concern to get it the fuck out of the sky as soon as possible. So what is the reasoning for that?
Because it was at 20,000 feet and that's where airplanes fly.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. So that's really the reason why. And Biden himself said that he does not regret shooting down the fucking any of it. And he said, he goes, honestly, I'll do it again. If there's something that they fucking flies in,
bring it on,
coming
balloons.
Down. Calling it now. You're gonna hear about this a lot. This is going to start happening. This is going to become a normal thing. This is if they're serious and they're pulling out, because let's back up for the people that are like, well, then, like, why haven't we seen these before, Jake, if you're saying that this shit happens all the time? Like, why haven't they fucking detected this shit before? And I can explain that to you as well. So NORAD, the group who fucking monitors our air and our skies and everything to make sure that, you know, we're not going to get bombed or anything, they have these filters or algorithms in place where they pretty much filter out everything that's not like a missile or an airplane or whatever. It filters out, like, balloons, if you will, or things that act like that aren't super high or they don't move fast at all.
The Goodyear blimp.
Yeah, blimps don't they have that shit filtered out. And I read an article that said that, like, they could fucking remove that shit and they could see a balloon from a used car lot. Like, I mean, it's intense what they can do. It's weird they can do that, but they can't find fucking wreckage. But so I digress. So after the fucking China balloon, it's the China balloon, China. After the fucking China balloon, and Biden and them got so much shit. I mean, he's on the campaign trail. Let's be honest here.
They got a lot of shit for that.
He got a lot of shit because he didn't respond, right? And it's like, well, but here's the thing: people don't know, like, read the headlines. They don't actually read the articles, right? And so if you read the article, you found out that the moment that we've detected the balloon, we immediately counterintelligenced the balloon, and there was no way that it could even record or do anything. Like we have processes. We actually had a U-2 spy plane fucking circling that balloon, doing counter things. So the balloon couldn't actually, the whole time it flew over, they couldn't fucking communicate back to China.
Okay.
So that's why they didn't immediately fire it up. Mind you, the moment we saw it, Biden was like, shoot that fucker down. People, see, that's the thing. People keep giving him shit. Like,
that's a direct quote.
Yes, that's it. Hey, buddy, shoot that fucker down. Yeah. And his trusted advisors came back and was like, okay, but let's give it a minute. We're blocking its transmissions. Mm-hmm. We're going to observe it. And the other thing is, it's the size of 3 fucking city buses. And,
big.
And it's really big, and we're going to blow it out of the sky at 60,000. This is way higher. This is 60,000 feet. It's like imagine 3 city buses of shit falling out of the sky. Like you can't really contain that. Like,
no.
Like even a little bit.
It's going to fuck something up.
It's going to fuck something up. So they knew it wasn't harming anything. It wasn't spying on us. So they let it fly, and they knew it was going to float off into the fucking ocean. Mm-hmm. So they waited and they fucking took it down. My thing is do we not have a better way to take things out without blowing it the fuck up?
No, it's just kind of our thing. We like to blow shit up.
Like, I mean, like, do they not have like Black Hawk helicopters or something that could fucking like cruise over there and check it out? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, I just have to believe that all of our, again, well, I guess I can't believe anything anymore.
But I mean, that's a pretty high elevation.
That's pretty high.
It's a very high elevation. So that probably limited them a lot into what they could do.
Yeah, that's true. The other question, there's a lot of questions out there. The other question is, why the fuck did we use a $400,000 missile on a goddamn fucking standing still balloon in the first place? Why didn't we use a cheap ass bullet?
I don't know.
Why didn't we use a cheap missile? We have cheap missiles, guys. We have less expensive. They don't just start at $400,000. All right. We have less expensive ones that could have probably done the exact. Why did we use the fucking Rolls Royce of fucking missiles?
They wanted to make sure, but they missed.
They missed. They spent $2.5 million of our money shooting 3 things out of the sky that we don't know about and 1 that we do. Whoo! And they're not telling anybody. And people are pissed. And do you know who's really pissed? Senator Marco Rubio.
They pissed off the Rubio.
So here's the thing. Marco Rubio is a big proponent in like the UAP UFO thing, right?
Uh-huh. Okay.
He's like, we need to study this. There's shit going on. We know there's shit going on. Like, why aren't we taking it serious? He and not even as much alien shit, right? Just the anomaly, the phenomena.
Yeah, like let's find out what these things really are.
Because think about it. Think about it. Let's take aliens and let's just put it over here on the shelf right now. Okay. And let's just take that off the table. We still have a weird fucking random object that we don't know where it came from, floating literally in the middle of the United States. Mm-hmm. Now, what's to say that wasn't some sort of thing from North Korea where old Kim Jong fucking unbun was like, fuck you, America! And he fucking sent over some sort of like tactical nuke or something. You know what I mean? And I'm not even getting to the point where we just blew it up not knowing what it was. I'm talking about the fact that it got there in the first place. Like...
That we didn't realize it was there until it was.
Yeah, we didn't know. We had no idea.
Right in our midst.
You know, that's a problem. That's a fucking problem. I mean, I think when it boils down to, it's one of 3 things. I have it broken into 3 categories.
3 categories. So listen, lay them out. Let's hear it.
Be glad you tuned in because I got this figured out. Okay. It's one of 3 things. 1, it's sort of what everybody's saying, right? It's some sort of research commercial balloon or you know, some sort of like a Mylar, and maybe they just aren't, you know, getting there. Maybe that's why they can't find it because it's, you know, whatever. 2, it's some sort of man-made advanced tech that we don't know exists yet, right? Like fucking China or Russia or something. I mean, anti-gravity something. Like, that's not that crazy because every country is working on breaking anti-gravity. It's really the next way that we are going to fly and shit. Like, that's the next thing. And so that's what everybody's working on that. Lockheed Martin's working on it right now at Area 51. I mean, that in the Skunk Works, that's a real thing. So maybe somebody fucking cracked that code and they're testing it.
Could be.
And seeing how we would react to it.
We will blow it the fuck out of the sky.
Boom, motherfucker. Boom. So, or number 3. It's fucking aliens. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I have no idea. I'm not leaning one way or another. It's just aliens would be so much more interesting.
I think it's
I don't know.
I think it's crazy that. So I'm a third, and I'm evenly divided. That's the crazy part to me. Like even me, like even I'm just like, holy shit, is this real? Like,
yeah.
And I believe in this stuff. And like even I'm like, is this fucking happening? Is this it? But there's a big part of me that says that let's say it really is fucking aliens. I don't think we'd ever hear about it. I think they would put that shit so far undercover, under wraps. But maybe not. But maybe they couldn't.
I don't know. I mean,
maybe that's the problem.
It is a crazy change when the government comes out and says we don't know.
This has never happened before.
No.
In the history of us, like we have never randomly shot some shit out of our airspace and not known what it was. I mean, even knowing what it was, we don't fucking shoot stuff out of the sky over our airspace too often.
No.
Let alone
this many times in the past few weeks.
Do you remember when there was years ago a story, and I wish I pulled the details of it. If I would have thought about it, I would have. About like how they said like a kid got abducted by a UFO, but really it was a hoax, and they made some weird like balloon thing, and they put the kid in it, and he kind of floated away. Do you remember that?
Well, I remember the balloon boy.
Yeah.
That I remember, yeah. No, they said that the kid was in it and like the wind took it. And so he was like up in the balloon in the air, but he never was.
He never was. It was a hoax.
Yeah.
What if this was real and there was a balloon boy in there and we just blew a boy up out of the fucking sky? Just like, oops.
Oopsie.
Little Timmy's not going to Disneyland.
No.
Oh boy. Oh.
Yeah, who the fuck knows what it was?
I don't know.
What they are.
It's getting... But Marco Rubio said that the 3 objects... he himself said, hey, they're not new. And they've matched hundreds of previous reports of unidentified objects over sensitive areas of the country. He said that there's actually, like I was saying, an existing agency to study these phenomena from a scientific perspective. He was also concerned that the Department of Defense is not showing and sharing information with that group. Now, I hate to be the one to say this, but I gotta say it.
Say it.
This sounds a little MJ-12-y. Sounds a little MJ-12-y. Because if you think about it...
MJ-12.
Well, I mean... It would make sense, right? So we fucking blow some shit out of the sky, and they're like, "Oh, what are we gonna do? What's our response?" You know. And it took a long time. So in the White House, and everybody's keeping this really under wraps because even Congress is like, "Why aren't you giving us the information?" They had, it was either yesterday or the day before, they had a closed session, classified briefing.
Yeah, I heard about that. There was a briefing.
They invited everybody, like from all different fucking, even Arrow showed up. Like our boys from that fucking, the UFO office were there. Yeah. So they all showed up, and immediately after fucking senators went to the press and they're like, well, 95% of that, it was nothing that should be classified. Like it should be open. Everybody should hear it. And they said that they're more confused after they came out than they were going in. And they're like, they are not telling us stuff. So they're keeping Congress in the dark. It's so compartmentalized. Like I've said before, it's even like the Navy wants to know what's happening. The Air Force has the secrets. So where's all this shadow fucking shit coming from?
Majestic 12.
Sounds a little Majestic 12-y. it's
every time I think of like Majestic 12, I just eyes wide shut just flashes in my brain. Just these people in crazy masks and hoods.
Oh yeah, just like a big shadow organization.
Yes. And their filthy sex parties.
That's true. That's true. So I don't know. If you look at the breakdown of the week, right? So Friday, if we look at this timeline, Friday, object shot down. Press and the DoD defined the target as an object and specifically not a balloon. Actually, there was a really interesting news clip during one of the pressers where the general said balloon and then corrected himself. He's like, not a balloon.
Yeah.
It's an object. It's an object. They very specifically not a balloon. Claims of some kind of interference from the pilots from the object when they shot it down. All right. So we're recapping here. The object apparently claims to shatter on impact on frozen water, also known as ice.
Yes.
So then you also have Tuesday, the next day, they have the classified Senate briefing takes place. They say the briefing was a waste of time and 95% could have been public and the information readily available on the news. They claim to the classified briefing, nothing has been recovered and they're still only calling it an object. So even in the classified briefing,
they didn't
object
give anything new.
Wednesday. Now everybody's pissed and they're calling for Biden to speak to the American people directly. Like, Mr. President, you're shooting down fucking UFOs. Maybe you should talk to somebody. You're also shooting down spy balloons.
Yeah, you might want to make a statement.
You may want to say something. So Thursday, today, Biden claims the objects are likely balloons from a private company studying the weather or for, quote, other research projects. But he ain't ruling anything out.
Did he name the organization?
No. He still doesn't. We still don't know if it's actually a balloon or not. They just said that's what they're going with. I'm going to say now they're Roswelling.
Yeah.
They went reverse Roswell and now we're going back. Now we're Roswelling. Now they're fucking covering up. This is going to be the cover up.
Secret balloons.
Fucking secret balloons. So there was a dude. There's a guy that is up in Alaska and he has been like watching the recovery efforts. He said that like, so Friday they shot it down. Saturday, a civilian said they saw a search party up there looking.
Really?
Yeah, saw them up there. So they were looking. Sunday, search party was still there, still looking. Monday, no more. They quit looking. And they haven't been back. So they only searched Saturday, Sunday, quit looking. But didn't we just hear literally today from the president that he said, well, we don't got them. We didn't recover it. Well, then why did we quit looking? Like, I have thoughts, I have theories.
There's so much misinformation out there right now as well.
That's true.
There's a lot of misinformation. People sharing pictures and videos that
I've seen a lot
are obviously fake.
So that's pretty interesting.
Claiming to be video of some location and it's not. I've seen people trying to pass off blimp footage as one of these things. I'm just like, there's a lot of crap out there. Yeah,
I saw that too. There is no footage, but it's funny you say that because the one in Alaska was shot down with an F-16. The other ones were shot
F-22s,
with
right?
F-22s, right? The thing about the F-16 is it has a very advanced FLIR IR system. So the navigation or the weapon system records video, IR and TV, very similar to what like the Tic Tac and the gimbal videos and stuff. It just records that as you're doing it. So there's video of this thing.
Yeah, there should be.
Realistically, there probably should be video of all of them. Like I'm sure that they have some sort of release it. Especially if you don't know what it is, fucking let's see it. I want to see this thing. I want to see what this thing looks like.
Yeah, it would be nice to see what it looks like.
Yeah, especially that Alaska one. Because I bet it looks like a fucking Tic Tac.
Probably, the way he was describing it.
I bet it's Tic Tac, I don't know. there's a lot of fucking mystery. There's a lot of weirdness going on out there. This is the latest that we know, maybe they fucking can't recover the shit because it's not there. If you want to go down some rabbit holes, Bob Lazar, how he talked about how these craft use gravity waves and how the gravity wave washes over the outside of the craft, which is why sometimes it's hard to take pictures of them and things like that. Well, if that's the case, let's just go down that pull that thread for a second. Let's say that's true. Well, then that makes sense because you have a fucking rocket that's coming straight at it. There's no way that rocket would actually cause damage because it would not penetrate that gravity.
The forbidden dome.
The forbidden fucking dome. You will not penetrate the forbidden dome.
You will not.
So the forbidden, just like Bob couldn't touch the dome, but that washes over the whole craft, right? That's how they move. And if that's the case, well, then your rocket's not going to penetrate that. It's going to hit that and explode. And so maybe the impact and what they thought blew into a bunch of pieces was just the fucking rocket itself, like shrapnel blowing out. And this thing, gone, jumped into a fucking gravity well and they're gone. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's what happened to all of them. And that's
we didn't blow anything.
So we didn't blow anything. We
blew up some missiles.
We blew up some missiles, which also would explain why the fucking one missed. Like maybe I don't. When you have to start thinking like outside of the fucking realm of like normal thinking, when they don't let you think inside the realm of normal thinking. Normal thinking is our government shoots something out of the sky over the United States, they'd be able to fucking go and pick it up.
Yeah.
A week later, we don't even know what it is or where it's at or anything. So,
or where it came from.
Or where it came from or what it does or how it fucking was in the sky or anything. We don't know anything. But we fucking shot them out of the sky with $500,000 rockets. Uh-huh. It doesn't make sense. And honestly, this is the kind of shit, even if you don't fucking go down the rabbit hole of aliens, this is the shit that you should be questioning.
Oh, yeah.
You should be questioning for just pure safety. Like, what the fuck? There's random shit flying above our heads that are the size of fucking cars and buses and fucking ATVs. What if it fell out of the sky? How's it staying up there? Like, it's time to suspend disbelief, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to some fucking, like, you're hard, like, that's not how the world works. Because this is how this is happening. The world is working this way. Like, there are fucking random things that are floating in the sky that we don't know what they are. Above your head, right now.
Yeah.
Sucks. I'm going to say that, I'm going to say somebody knows. I'm going to say they know a lot more than what they're telling us. And
that I would definitely agree with, is that they know more than they're telling us.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have to imagine that if they did recover it already and they're just not telling us, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like it's something.
There's a reason to not tell people things.
Yeah.
And those are usually bad reasons. They're usually really bad reasons.
Like it's either legit aliens or like it's going to cause whatever it is, it's going to cause a fucking panic. Or it's like future tech, or something. Yeah. I don't know. There's just a lot of fuckery going on.
That goddamn government fuckery. But that is the latest. That is what we know. If there becomes more breaking news, like insanity news, then I guess we'll just have to do another one of these. Yeah. And let us know what you guys think.
Yeah. If you like these little
tweet at us.
Yeah,
we got a Twitter.
We do, and we tweet. Follow us at UFO Snap. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, so just like I said, hey, keep looking in the fucking sky and keep asking questions because we're blowing shit out of the sky using millions of dollars of your money, and we don't even know what the fuck it is we're shooting. So,
nope.
With that being said, I'm Jake.
I'm Lindsay.
We'll see you next time.